Hello again, lovers. This is Relationships and More. We are your hosts, Cam
and Jay. Are you still laughing about that shit?
Whatever.
Nah,
I'm sorry.
I feel very offended.
I'm
In case
sorry.
y'all don't know, well, obviously you don't know. When I was fucking coming to bring my phone to do this podcast or whatever, have you not? My fucking phone fell off the damn podcast stand, and the fucking stand fell off the stand part, and this asshole right here started fucking laughing and kikiing it up.
I'm sorry. I already apologized for it, but you was laughing too, sweetie. I'm sorry.
There's no proof in that pudding. I'm sorry.
I apologize. I know that was very frustrating for you.
Who am I kidding?
Wait a minute, though. Hold on. We have to introduce the segment.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So our segment, what we're gonna be discussing today, is how to get over infidelity.
How to get over infidelity. And for you hoes out there that don't know what infidelity is, child, I looked that shit up right before the podcast. I ain't even gonna lie, but I knew kind of what the shit was, cause the context clues. But it's a cheating ass nigga. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The quality of being unfaithful. That's what it read.
Yes.
I didn't know unfaithfulness had quality to it.
Oh, yes it does.
Well.
But it has no quantity, is the point.
A lot of these people out here having a whole bunch of quantity and no quality in these hoes.
Ooh.
I got that from him.
You be stealing my shit all the time. It's okay.
Bite your hand.
You better not bite my damn hand.
But have you ever been cheated on before?
No, I have not.
Oh, so we see who got the quality now.
Baby, I always got quality and charm.
Alright. Alright, Neil. I knew I didn't just get with you for your cooking.
You know what? I thought you said cookie.
No.
And then I said, oh, cooking.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, I could throw down in the kitchen when I wasn't doing shit else. I was throwing down. Being the perfect housewife. You hoes should try. Maybe you can keep it
Oh my God. You are going in? I don't know what it is.
I'm just playing.
But this topic is pretty interesting. I've had some situations where I can't, even to this day, can't necessarily prove that there was infidelity in the relationship, but sometimes your intuition tells you when certain things are going on. So it's just like, you know. But I feel like
Child, these socks got to come off his feet. Maybe they're in the midst of doing a little bit of infidelity. Maybe stop playing.
So I think the bigger question is like how to get over infidelity. Well, first, even before answering that question, is it possible for you to get over infidelity? So I ask you that, babe. Like, if it was a scenario where, you know what I'm saying, like, I just was weak as a man and something happened between someone that's not you and
Regina.
Shut up.
Stop playing.
And yeah, it happened and I let you know about it. How would you act? Like, well, how would you respond to it? Is this something that I will be able to come back from in your eyes, or is the trust completely broken forever?
I don't feel like the trust would be completely broken, but what I do feel is that the bond would be broken in somewhat, because me and you have that type of thing. We know what's up with each other, regardless. What's wrong with you, babe? Oh, I'm going to blah, blah, blah. So, like, that bond would somehow be tested with me because I'm like, okay, well, we made an agreement with each other. You would tell me if you ever felt different, so that way we both wouldn't be wasting our time.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can come back from infidelity, from you cheating. Well, I'm gonna ask you the same question before we get too deep in that. Could I come back from that type of thing?
I think so. I say that
under certain circumstances.
I would say that because I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I would say that because I feel like with you, it's just I'm getting a different perspective of a relationship from you because, like I said, I've been through certain points in my life that I have not been through with my previous relationships, and it's just kind of like you've given me the option, you've given me the okay to trust you with certain things to the point where, and I've even said this to myself, like if Jay were to end up being in a situation with someone else that he couldn't necessarily control, now would it hurt and would I be pissed off? Hell yeah. But would it be something where I just would want to completely throw everything away? No.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just feel like it's so weird because a lot of people would feel like y'all this close and it hadn't even been a year for y'all yet, and it will be a year, March the 8th, 2020.
Ooh, and he's keeping track,
you know,
believe it or not.
You know, hey. but like I just feel like it's so weird how the type of trust and respect that I have for you is if we've been knowing each other for years. So it's like if you told me like, babe, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened, but like, yeah, it happened. Like I said, at that very moment, my heart would just shatter. But I don't think how I feel right now about you is I don't really think that I would just completely just wash my hands of you and just say,
right,
we're done.
Now that'd be on certain. I'ma say you are redeemable because you know how we are. But I'm saying under certain different circumstances, you wouldn't be redeemable.
Right.
Like at certain things. If I already see, yeah, you've been getting distance. Yeah, you've been having an attitude with me lately. I'm not gonna motherfucking take your ass back once you don't really already spit on me. I'm not taking your ass back.
Mm-hmm.
You motherfucking bitch. Did you see this bitch with her hands on me? Spit on your face.
But nah, New York reference. If y'all don't know the scene, what is it? Flavor of Love, season 1, Pumpkin versus New York.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
your opinion doesn't matter. You're getting in the door right now.
You sound just like her. But yeah, and you know the crazy thing about it, and guys and viewers and listeners, I do have to reference an experience that I've had with my previous relationship. I felt like I was cheated on, but I couldn't necessarily prove it like I actually have the receipts. But I will say that my close friends have at the time had told me some things that were very disturbing. And I felt a few things that were very disturbing. And in that situation for me, it wasn't like I would have given it another shot, but for me, what really made me just say, you know what, I'm not gonna waste my time on this, is when that certain individual couldn't give me an answer when I asked, do you still want this relationship? That was the breaking point for me, because I'm like,
you wasted my motherfucking time.
Well, not even that. I'm more so like, I'm sitting here willing and I'm open to work things out, but you can't give me a straight direct answer if you still want this relationship. So at this point, I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna go on and answer for the both of us. Like, clearly you not wanting it, so it's all good with me. But had that individual say, you know, like, I'm sorry for acting this way, or like I promise I want to work it out, I want to do this, I would have stayed. So for me, my perspective is, if you really truly have something very special with someone, I don't believe that you should just throw everything away. I feel like, now, I will say that sometimes it may not necessarily work out as far as y'all being in a relationship, but I just feel like that those are certain things that you should really work out. Like, I will say, I feel like you have made me comfortable to let you know if I'm feeling a certain way. Like, if I feel like, well, Jay, my attractions are, like, I'm still attracted to you, but my attractions have gone elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you've made me comfortable in letting you know those type of things. I mean, of course, at the same time, it still is gonna be a little awkward regardless. Because I mean, how do you tell someone that you love, like, I'm attracted to someone else? You know what I'm saying? So,
but if you still have that type of respect for somebody, you respect your partner's love, your partner's bitch, I'm gonna stop saying partners. Your lovers, if you respect your lover's love, if you respect their life, what they stand for, then you wouldn't sit back and have you get in a whole relationship not caring about you have a whole lover over here, and instead you over here making a whole nother life, and then you gonna leave the other bitch in the dust. Mm-hmm. That's not how it's gonna work. Right. Cause then I'm gonna get the feeling like I've been disrespected. And there's a way that you can do things.
I'm not the side bitch. Somebody.
Right. I ain't no motherfucking side piece, baby. I've always been the main course. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can dig it. I can respect it. Now, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. We can get a little deep in this, but I kind of have been in some situations where I ended up being the side piece.
And how did you feel about that?
I felt like crazy. While we in the midst of, I'm glad I brought it up, because I feel like I've been on both sides. I feel like, now, as far as me being the side piece, now I would say that I don't recall ever cheating.
You know why there's so many side pieces though? That damn song. I want to get with my side piece. Them young motherfuckers probably don't know nothing about that song. You go to one of them good ass cookouts.
I'm trying to tell you, them all.
I want to get with my side
piece. Me and Tasha, we trip out on that song because the video is hilarious. Like, oh my god. But yeah, I've had a couple of situations where, I mean, I've always pride myself in, I ain't trying to be a home rookie, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, like, do the right thing. But I have been in certain situations where, like, a specific individual has, I don't know, the attraction and everything was there for me. It was just like, at first I denied him. I was just like, my dude, you got a whole relationship. I can't do that. But the man, just come over, just chill. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to do nothing or whatever. I just want to chill, nigga. So me actually going over to his house, had a very lovely home, and just the connection. It was just like, oh my gosh. And then the next thing, as I'm looking at this individual talking, I'm just like, oh my god, Like, dude, you is so sexy right now. Like, I'm trying to keep myself together, but
I'm finna give
and then the next,
I'm giving him something he can feel.
Right. And it was so crazy because, like, next thing you know, we making out, we doing what we do.
Doing the do.
You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy because...
And by the way, I don't feel no type of way about him telling me stories about his ex.
We really tell each other.
Like that.
That's
like,
the crazy thing.
We tell the funniest stories.
Right.
Too.
I actually get intrigued when he tells me his stories. Because he got some...
Like that time I went to Byron, but I ain't gonna say nothing. Ooh.
Wait.
Stop playing so much.
Baby. Oh, by the way, yeah. This story, it was in the Byron area.
This was in the Byron area too? Was this nigga? Nah,
we gonna talk about that after. We ain't trying to expose nobody.
Oh.
Oh,
I ain't trying to get sued or nothing because you know this going like multiple platforms, at least 5 now. So
But what I will say is this particular individual, it was more than a physical attraction. I was attracted to his discreetness. Because even though he wasn't, like, trying to be down low or try to, like, be, like, oh, I'm,
Right, because discreet and down low, 2 different things.
Right. He was just very discreet, and just, I respect that, and it just, like, it wasn't, like, just a sexual attraction. We could have conversations, and I don't know.
Y'all conversations be lasting longer than mine of yours.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but it was
that's
a good
real chemistry because our conversations lasted a long time. 3, 4, 5, 6 hours been on pass by. We've been there talking about everything in the book.
That's true, but like
it was talk for 24 hours if they really wanted to.
It's true. That's true. But it was crazy. I went back home. I thought about it. I was just like, wow. That I seriously just become the whore of the situation. It was to the point where he's just like, I like, you gonna have to go in a minute because my partner is about to come home from work. So it's just like,
because you was my side piece.
Shut up. Yes, I was a side piece. I was a side piece. Okay, but it
you know what? We changing the name of the thing. It's gonna be I was a side piece.
You know what? Hey, I'm owning up to mine.
Call it side piece action. Child.
As I sip. At the end of the day,
steal my catchphrase.
Like, at the end of the day, is for me, like I said, I know a lot of viewers and a lot of listeners may be feeling some type of way as far as like, oh, you a whore, you a homewrecker, like how could you do that? But at the end of the day, until the situation is actually presented to you, you really don't know how you're gonna react. For me, I feel like at the end of the day, when you have a connection with a spirit, when you have a connection with somebody on that level, sometimes it's going to be a situation that may be unexplainable. You know what I'm saying? Maybe unthinkable. But sometimes those situations happen so we can be reminded of our humanity, I believe. Because I feel like when you are a victim, and again, viewers and listeners, I'm not disrespecting anyone in any way. However, I feel like when you are a victim of infidelity, being mistreated, disrespected, you
keep giving him something he can feel.
You have a certain characteristic that you possess that you only see the side of, I have been disrespected. What's so wrong with me that a nigga would cheat on me? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You don't see both sides as far as, what if that happens to me? What if I get so intrigued with someone and they feel in the same way about me and we just have that connection? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, again, I'm not excusing the infidelity, but I'm just saying sometimes things happen. Right. Mm-hmm. Sometimes things happen to us, to all of us, to remind each individual person of our humanity. And what I mean by that is we all make mistakes. No one is exempt from failure. You know, and
that's a good speech.
I'm just saying, I had to learn it for myself. I felt like I was always the one to feel like I'm the victim. I've been hurt. What's wrong with me? Like, I don't want to put my heart on First Street like that because these niggas ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm always being the one to being cheated on. And nah, you finna. I had to see it from the other perspective. Like, I just was involved in this situation. And this wasn't even the only situation that I was involved in was I was considered the side piece. Like,
I ain't never been on side piece, so I can't really speak on this subject.
However, don't get it twisted. It was by choice.
Side piece by choice. Change the name.
I'm just saying, like, let's be 100 really quickly. Be very clear. At the end of the day, if I'm ever a side piece, it's only because I choose to be. Like, I will never be a side piece because I'm just settling. But still, again, it goes back to when you have a connection with someone, and especially when it's more than just sex. It's just like, damn, you know? It's like when you really feel somebody and you may be considered you may be considered like the masculine person if you're like in a male to male relationship or whatever, or even female to female. Like, you may be considered the one that's masculine, but sometimes in these certain connections that you have with others, it kind of makes you feel like, damn, I can be masculine, but I can still feel protected. And I feel like for me in those experiences that I've had, it was more so they made me feel masculine, but at the same time, they still made me feel like I got you. It's okay for you to be vulnerable and still have your masculinity. Because certain situations that I've been a part of, it has either been you the masculine one, so nigga man up, or I'm the top, or like, you know, you can't, you know what I'm saying? I gotta protect you, that's it. I ain't with the BS, you know what I'm saying? So to have somebody that really gets you, that you can be vulnerable and masculine with at the same time, from my perspective, I feel like it's cool.
Well, that's the thing. That's gender norms.
Explanation, please.
That's them gender norms or them traditional traits. Somebody in a relationship got to be the woman. Somebody in a relationship got to be a man.
Right.
That's not always the case. I have a friend named Zan, and both him and his boyfriend are both tops. And they have an open relationship. I'm sorry, Zan. I don't want to expose you.
You didn't even have to say the name. You could have just said your very good Judy.
Child, y'all hoes won't be able to find it if you want to, because that Instagram name is way too long for y'all to find. But I do have
an open relationship.
They have an open relationship because both of them is tops. And I can understand that.
You can understand them both being tops, or you can understand the open relationship.
Right. I can.
Or
at
both.
that point, we ain't even talking about that. I'm just talking about, like, the fact of gender norms. Like, it don't always have to be somebody has to be the feminine one, someone has to be the masculine one. Because in this relationship, child, it don't matter which one of us the masculine one, even though I be considered the more feminine one and you be considered the masculine one.
But, like, the thing about it is, but that was the whole purpose of one of the main things that attracted me to those individuals was, like, they did. Okay, y'all, so I'm finna get a little explicit in a way of not necessarily with my words, but what I'm saying, my body proportion, like my rear end, I kind of have a nice that So
bitch, I'm just imagining everybody listening in their car or whatever the hell they at, and they just like.
Okay, so for those of you, I'm sure most people know what a fatty is. It's your rear end. You got meat back there, so that's considered
that ass
me.
is fat like a horse.
Like that's considered me. So like to have someone that you would think like another dude that is like looking at you in that way, like dang, you got a fat ass. You know what I'm saying? Like you would think that you just feel like you would be considered the feminine one or the what am I trying to say? Submissive one.
Mm-hmm.
But in those situations that I've been in, it's like they made me feel everything at once, if that makes sense. Like I felt like, oh my gosh, like, you know,
I can get this ass rubbed.
you know what I'm saying? And like make these niggas go crazy over it, but like at the same time, I don't feel like inferior. I don't feel like, oh well, I can't really act masculine or I can't be myself like that because they trying to take that dominant role. Like they made me feel like just be yourself. And I feel like number one, I feel like that's very important.
Gender norms.
Right. I feel like it's very important in a relationship, period, when you can be yourself because, of course, as they say, like, between us two, some people may consider him the feminine one and me the masculine one, but, like, in our private lives, like, is...
Private?
Why are you picking on me? I don't know.
I'm just saying what everybody else is gonna say.
They're not gonna say that because they wouldn't have noticed it, but you brought it up.
I'm just saying in our private lives.
Control your swallow. That's what you do. Continues to sip.
All your drink.
Don't do all that. But
what are you doing?
It's not recording anymore. Okay, there we go. Do apologize, viewers. My phone. We were actually doing the podcast for the listeners as well. It actually stopped for whatever reason, but we're back on now. But yeah, like I was saying, like for us, it's like we kind of dabble in a bit of both. Like sometimes I feel vulnerable. I feel like being held. He obliges, and vice versa. So it's just like I feel like being in a relationship, period. It's a good thing because when you think about it, like infidelity can also start even from a masculine perspective. When you're always the one feeling like you have to take that role of the masculinity, you got to be zaddy, if you will. You know, you the one paying the bills and everything. And sometimes you're held to this standard of you got to be the masculine role in the relationship, and sometimes that can cause infidelity because shit. Sometimes you just want to be held.
Because that's just like when we used to go out to dinner all the time. I ain't want you to feel like you always had to pay for some shit. So I'm like, oh, I'm about to fix this nigga. We went to Applebee's. I was like, here you go, man. Send that card.
Forget Applebee's. Nigga, we went to Red Lobster.
And I know some people may not even think of that as like, oh my god, that's a restaurant. But like, bitch, it's pretty pricey for bitches who don't have money.
It's very pricey. I mean, like, their cheapest meal is $20, and that's for one person. So, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, you people that are in bigger cities. I mean, we still have very pricey restaurants that are considered very, you know, delicate and elegant and everything, but Red Lobster is an expensive restaurant. Is again, Applebee's has 2 for $20.
I spend like $30 on sushi.
Applebee's has the 2 for $20, a meal for 2, and $20 is the cheapest meal at Red Lobster for one person.
And every time I go, I try to get this like some of the most expensive stuff.
Yeah. And anytime in the situations when we have gone, he's like, babe, get whatever you want. And for me, it's not even a masculine thing. For me, I just don't like spending other people's money.
Child, I spend that shit up anyway.
However, we have been dating for quite some time now.
So
we're
dating. We're not in a relationship, y'all. We're dating.
God.
So if I text somebody else, he won't.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
I'm gonna tell Mama J.
Don't tell. But no, like seriously, like we're in a relationship, so it's just kind of like now I'm cool. Like if he say I got it, I'm just like, oh my god, we finna eat good. I'm gonna get such on, you know.
Period.
You know, but like
versus you, let's get the 2 for $20 land.
Set up.
But I understand that it's logic behind why you say, because me and you think, and that could be some source of infidelity too, between other people, because it's like, who gonna spend so much money, who gonna do this, and who gonna do that.
You are so right, because I've heard of some people that is just like, all this nigga gonna give me is a 2 for 20. Oh nah, he can't afford me. Let me go and try to do my own little thing. You know what I'm saying? That can be infidelity, but and even on the other side, man, this dude is getting too expensive. I need somebody that's just gonna like me for me. Case in point, infidelity. You know, and at the end of the day, for me, I just feel like if it's a relationship or a situation that can be salvaged, like it's really like y'all have something together and it's meant to be built on more, then I feel like definitely go for it. Like forgive and move forward. Even if you have to go to counseling. See, one thing that I have learned in my situations of dealing with my depression and everything is, I can't really speak for any other race, but for the black community, going to counseling is oh nah, we don't do that. Anything that happens behind closed door, that needs to stay here in the home and everything. And it's just like, I'm telling y'all, even in relationships, go seek counseling. If you feel like it's worth salvaging, if you feel like y'all are meant to be together, and you feel like you need an extra hand, some help, assistance in how to get stuff off your chest, how to speak to your partner and everything, how to let everything out on the table, go to counseling. Counseling really does help more than the average person will know.
Right, and not even all the time do you even need somebody there, but sometimes you might need that extra person that'll regulate and tell y'all, hey, don't speak over each other. Hey, let one another get what they need to get out. Try to understand from their shoes and your shoes at the same time. So you might need that third person to tell you, hey, shut the fuck up and let this bitch talk.
Right, because again, that goes back to that whole, why am I with this person? They ain't even trying to listen to why I did what I did or why I'm feeling like this. They just keep trying to say, nigga, I wish you would. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, when you are in that situation, I mean, I know me and you, we play a lot like that, like we, you know, talking over each other and all that, but it's like, when it comes to a serious situation, like, we really do try to hear each other out, because when you both are doing like this and no, both parties are like, I don't care what you say, you can listen at what I'm telling you, and I'm not gonna stop until you get what there's nothing accomplished. All it is you can't hear me and I can't hear you.
Right.
So, I mean, for me, like I said, sometimes you do have to have a mediator in there to kind of mediate and regulate things. But again, like I said, I feel comfortable in me and your relationship as far as you, I mean, not a lot of couples actually can look at older people and be like, damn, he fine, you know, or oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? Right. And we can either be in agreement or disagreements as far as like, well, he look alright, or like, there is never, that I can recall, never a time where we were seriously like feeling some type of way like, oh, so you trying to say you trying to be with somebody else, or
I always make a joke about that.
yeah, it's joking.
I always be like, oh, so you want that nigga now? Bye. Walks off camera.
Right, and I'd be like, get your ass back up here. But it's like, it's crazy because, and I'll even share this, I have been in a relationship where it wasn't like that. Like, without me even saying anything, I've been in a situation where it's like, oh, so you think they're cute? Oh, I feel that's your type. Oh, so you want to go and fuck them? So okay, well, that's fine. I mean, well, if
You
that's
can't
what you
be
want to
with
do,
somebody that's that insecure,
right?
Because
you
they
know,
don't love themselves enough.
Now, I will say, in that person's defense, I will say our relationship was very complicated. It was complicated because of how it started.
Because they took it personal. Don't take it personal.
Oh my god, I cannot with you, lyric.
Yeah.
Lyrical, excuse me. But anyway, our relationship was really complicated. It started under special circumstances, so I kind of get certain things. But again, like, when you're in a relationship and you can't even look at anyone else without your partner saying something that is just completely gonna start an argument or just completely irrelevant, you know, you get to a point where it's just like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? And at the end of the day, now that I'm older and I have a little more experience now, it's just kind of like, if I had someone that treated me like that, or someone that always questioned my intentions, or questioned, oh, you trying to be with such and such, it's just like, at this point now, I'm just like, I have enough of myself to say I'm gonna let it go, because I can't live my life walking on eggshells. Right, walking on eggshells, thinking the worst.
Because that probably might make a bitch cheat on you, because it's like, you keep saying I'm cheating, shit, I might as well cheat for real, because you giving me all the stress about it any fucking way.
Yeah, so yeah, but like I said before, if you know, I'm not saying that I have any desires to cheat on you or anything like that, but
so you want to cheat? I'm just playing. I just want to do that just because you said. I'm not saying I have any desires, because I know a bitch out there would have been like, I know you want to cheat secretly.
Right, and it goes to show y'all that he's very mature for his age, because like, we can have conversations like this. But like, if something were to happen, like, how would you feel? Okay, I'm gonna give you an example, and I'm being honest, and we may end up discussing about this more after this podcast.
Oh, so it's a real serious talk, y'all.
Just hush.
I'm all ears. I still.
So I'm not gonna, and please don't you chime in and try to tell the viewers and listeners either, but you know my fetish. So like, how can I say this? So if it was a situation where I was hanging out,
I'm not freaking out.
if it was a situation where I was hanging out and I did something that caused me to climax as a result of my fetish with someone other than you, and I told you that happened, how would you feel? Or what would you say?
This is related to cheating.
Do you even consider that cheating?
Would that even be cheating? I don't want to know.
I mean, you can say it without
what
saying
kind
the
of cheating
fetish.
is this? Is this skin-to-skin contact?
I mean, again, the fetish that we
yeah, but that's skin-to-skin contact.
So I'm asking, do you consider that cheating? Because it's different.
It's kind of cheating. It's kind of cheating and it's kind of not. It's like, right on that line to where it depends on what you did before and after, and how y'all and what the conversation was.
So if it was a situation that it was a person that I consider that I'm just cool with, right? And that happened, how would you feel?
I feel like that with you, yeah.
Okay.
Because you technically already know that person. That person may have had intentions of like, oh yeah, I'm about to get this man.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. If this person, if we have had encounters like this before in that same perspective of my fetish and me climaxing from that fetish, but we never tried to do anything else beyond that because we both know we don't look at each other like that. It's just kind of like a...
I don't know. That's something. This will be a conversation beyond here, so that way I can be very explicit, because it can be explicit right here.
Very explicit.
I'm very explicit.
But do y'all see? This is why I love this man, this individual, because like I can explain my feelings and I can explain certain things to him where the normal, I'm not even gonna say normal because I don't want people to think, so what you trying to say, he weird?
I mean, who the fuck gonna
the
say
regular type of person would be like, what you trying to say? You trying to cheat now? Oh, so it's over, we done. If you, that's it, it's a wrap. But like, we can
so I'm gonna
have...
ask you something, but the question's gonna be in your ear, but you can answer.
Oh Jesus, I'm scared.
I'm sorry. I haven't even said nothing. Come here. Wait, he had said that?
Said what?
What you just said?
Can you kind of elaborate? I'm sorry. Are you saying
okay,
what
so
that
I'ma say
individual...
what that individual had said, oh, so you want to cheat?
If I would have brought what I'm bringing up to you? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. Every bitch that say they asking for a friend, they really asking for themselves.
But again, like, me and that individual's relationship, it was a little, like I said, it was complicated based on how it started and based on other factors in it. So, yeah. But yeah, what I was talking about, there's definitely gonna be a conversation we're gonna have after this.
Yeah, we're gonna just talk about that after the show.
But with that being said, yeah, infidelity. Shut up.
Period.
Listen, but like,
I look so Asian when I smile.
You do.
I know this is beyond the point of like what we're speaking about. But I look so Asian when I smile.
You do.
Because like my eyes go just enough to where I can still see. Yeah. And if anybody want to know what that's like,
you should check your ancestry.com. You may have
I
some.
wouldn't be surprised if I do have some Asian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the way how our eyes shape, my brother don't really have a lot of that. But we ain't talking about him.
But
why did you laugh?
Cause you're just
because I did a hair flip.
You
because I'm a bald head hoe and I did a hair flip.
I'm so done.
It's okay.
It's okay.
But these nails look good though.
I'm so done. I cannot.
Let me stop playing.
But all honesty, like I said before, if you had a, like for instance, so y'all. But I'm sorry for putting you on First Street like this on blast. But I have
curious
to.
on what the hell he about to
y'all, say. So he told me a few days ago that this particular person, you know what I'm saying, trying to slip him these digits or whatever. So I mean, and the thing about it, he was completely honest with it. He was completely honest with it. Like he showed me the name and the number and everything, and I'm just like, So what you're telling me is I need to go to your old job and pay somebody a visit. Is what you're telling me. But out of all honesty, like it. When he told me what the little guy said or whatever, it was like I was kind of like smiling a little bit. Shook. I was shook a little bit because I'm just like I don't know how to. How can I say this? I know how to handle these type of things, but I've never been approached with it from this on this angle, like.
You been the one with the number and coming home saying.
Well, no, it was more so I've been the one that this has probably happened to, and my partner actually went for it and actually called it and started something else. But that's all in the story. But I'm saying, like, you know, it was something that
nigga, it'll be like, hey, I have a boyfriend.
Right.
We can be friends though.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a different angle for me because. I know that we have a bond that if by you telling me what happened or whatever, it's true, it's real. I don't have to worry about your trust.
Right.
I don't have to worry about
this a good man right here, y'all. I be playing a lot. But he really is a good guy. Period. I be telling him that all the time. He's like, stop. But you really is a good guy. You're really good. So for me to even pick up the number and be like, oh, hey, what's up, Big Daddy? Or whatever. Like, what type of person would I even be to leave somebody good to go to this person over here? I don't even know you like that.
Right.
And even if I did, still, why? Like, we can be friends. If I do decide to text the number, right. I'd be like, hey, I have a boyfriend. His name is Cameron. But we can be friends.
And with that being said, I have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? But for me,
I get permission from my boyfriend though, because I don't want to be like,
I don't like, look. And for all of y'all that are listening and viewing, for me, I don't even like for you to even use the term permission from me. I would prefer you say confirmation or have a conversation.
But it is kind of...
because for me, I feel like when you say permission, it's just like, hey, I control. Right.
But because that's the aspect of the life that it's okay to say permission, because I'm just shaking my fucking tripod, and if that thing fall off, I'm gonna fucking bust out laughing. I'm gonna fix it out the show. But damn, I'm lost without
permission.
Okay, that's just like with the type of thing that we have. I wouldn't like. That's something that I would say you would have to ask for permission from your boyfriend, especially if you don't know this person's intentions. I would definitely ask for permission from my boyfriend. And not think of it as of, oh, he my daddy, or oh, he my mama, and he's supposed to tell me what to do all the time and something like this happen.
And I see your perspective of like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with permission, but it's just like, for me, I don't want you to feel like you gotta consult with me in a way of, oh, I want to make sure that it's okay. Like, that submissive perspective, if you get what I'm saying. Like, for me, I feel like I would have a conversation with you like, babe, this is a situation. I got a person that is interested in me. I've already let them know that I have a boyfriend, but I'm coming to you to see how you feel about the situation of us being friends. How do you feel about it?
That shit wouldn't even bother me. I'd be like, yeah, you go ahead. As long as you broke it down to the person, you want to be friends. No deleted messages, all that. That person is clear on, I have a boyfriend or I have a girlfriend. Can we be friends? And whatever they say after that,
Right.
Yeah, we can be friends, or nah, that ain't gonna work, or whatever the fuck the bitch, a nigga may say, bitch. I shouldn't be saying nigga like that, but it don't even matter. But whatever the person says after that, that dictates how you gonna spin this card. Are you gonna talk to this person as a friend? And if you are, that's cool as long as you conjugate it with your spouse.
Right. Right.
I don't want to make it seem like it's like a permission-y type of thing. I feel like it's a respect in doing certain things.
I
like
get that. Out of respect.
I respect you so much. I'm going to come to you and tell you about this number. Actually, how I came in the house is I had the number in my phone.
And technically what happened was this was supposed to be a conversation over the phone, but he said that he wanted to tell me in person. So that was the situation. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
And then I swapped the whole conversation to where you didn't know.
Completely because I didn't.
But you didn't know what I was going to say when I came home because I had swapped it so fast because it kind of was still in the same range of conversation. So, like, he couldn't tell the difference. And then when he came home, when I came home, I put that conversation on top of him to see what the hell he was going to say because I won't see his face, you know. With them good aura readers and them good charmers and all type of things like that.
I will say, I'm actually really proud of myself that I feel like I've actually come a long way. As I've stated before, I've dealt with a lot of self-esteem issues and just having a problem with myself, like my looks and etc. Boring shit that y'all probably really don't want to know about, but in this situation, in our relationship and everything, it's just like even when you told me what happened,
it's so
y'all,
fucking funny.
honestly, my response to the situation was not based on Jay. It was not based on you as far as you gonna get a number from a nigga. Like, really, how dare you try to, do our relationship like that, really, for real? It was more so, damn, baby, my baby got a number. Okay, this was so. However, the person is who I'm looking at sideways, and I will explain that to you because at the end of the day, if someone tells you that they have someone, they have a boyfriend, you know what I'm saying, or a significant other, a partner, whatever you want to call it, and yet you are still being persistent in trying to get with that individual, I find that very disrespectful to me. And it's just like, that's the part.
It's got a lot of ass in it.
That part, like you say, that part is what concerns me, or that part is what makes me feel some type of way, not about Jay, but about him. Because at the end of the day, if the tables turned, if I admire someone and they are verbally explaining to me, hey, I have a man, I have a significant other, I have a partner, I'm just gonna let it, hey, I don't mean to disrespect you. I hope we can be friends and we could be cool, but I really think that you were beautiful. You know what I'm saying? That's all good. But when someone is being persistent and they're trying to make you feel like that their intentions with you is more than just being friends, it's trying to be on a sexual perspective, then yeah, I'm gonna find that.
You feel like that about that person? Then
yes.
Since I'm gonna ask you that.
I feel that about that person because again, I'm not finna just completely.
Why you say that?
Because I'm speaking from my point of view. I am not going to slip my number to someone that is in a relationship and they are verbally like they're making it known, I'm in a relationship, I got a boyfriend.
I would.
You would slip somebody your number.
That they said that they in a relationship, I want some friends.
But that's the thing. Would you not explain that to that person? Oh, I just want to be cool. Or would you make them think that you want something more?
Nah, tell that motherfucker, let's be friends, let's be cool, let's go out to the...
And that's
hell, I don't even go out to clubs, but hell, if we got a big group of us, bitch, we can go out to the club, we can have some fun, let's chill.
That's my only...
Bitch, you and your boyfriend, the girlfriend...
But that's the only point that I'm making, though. For me, from a perspective, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but for me, I feel like he was not trying to come at you on some let's be friends type of shit. Like, I feel like it was more so... okay, yeah, you got a boyfriend, but so they ain't got nothing to do with me. And I feel like at that point it becomes disrespectful because you were trying to pressure the bae, you know what I'm saying? And that's just not cool. Now, number one, am I pressed about it? No. I'm not pressed about it because I trust him. But I feel some type of way when someone knows that you are in a relationship, yet they test your fidelity. They test you to see, oh, I bet I can pull this nigga though. Yeah, he got a man that don't mean shit to me. Let me go and try to pull this nigga. I don't find respect in that because, again, all these single people in the world, and you decide to try to pick someone that already has a relationship, it's I don't know what to say about it. It's very
You trying to be a little side piece.
Now, as I said before, I know what it's like to be a side piece. However, I have never been one to try and make my way purposely to be a side piece. It kind of just happened based on that person.
Side piece either.
You said what now?
It's so much better when you can have something and call it your own. It's just like going to the store and stealing some shit. Stealing a big ass 55-inch TV. The shit probably costs like what, $2,000, and you run out the store, out the exit though. That's how you steal the damn TV. Cause they only watch the events of those, but you ain't hear it from me. Let me stop playing. But that's just like going to the store, stealing one of them damn TVs, walking out that damn exit door, and leaving with that damn TV. You can't feel good about it
because you know you stole it.
Because you know you stole it, and you can't feel good about it because you can't have the pleasure of saying, "Yeah, I bought that. I did everything in my power to make it so my will be made." You get what I'm saying?
I totally understand.
You can't really even take joy in being a side piece because it's just like that.
Right.
You know, them old folks made them hella good songs about being a side piece.
Now, y'all, let me be very clear now. Don't get it twisted. Like, there were certain consequences in being a side piece or, like, you know, just being that person. I couldn't just show up. You know, I couldn't just, you know, hey, what you doing? I want to come over. I want to see you. I couldn't just do that without that person giving me like the okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
that main bitch there, you might get your ass drugged.
Trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? And
fuck around. It's a whole bodybuilder. You get your ass there.
Y'all.
Yeah, who this is?
Right. Because that was one of my, and honestly, that was one of my fears. Like the one that was in the Byron area. Like, anytime I came over, I was just like, please don't let us be doing so. And next thing you know, we just hit a key, turn, it did, what the fuck going on? I'm like, oh my God, damn. So, like,
look, I thought you was a full top. Right? You in here getting plowed like the lawn. Stop. Now that'd be a funny ass way of finding out. You know what? Let me stop being funny and messy.
Just straight messy.
That is so damn funny. Look at these damn eyes.
But again, y'all,
I got my ass all the way up in that.
We only got a few more minutes because our listeners is about to cut off on our listeners. So at the end of the day, for me, infidelity, I feel like just be honest with each other. You know, honesty goes a long way. And even before you get started in the actual relationship, make sure that you can, like, let it know up front, like, look, this is who I am. I want us to build something upon honesty. I want you to make me feel comfortable that I can come to you and vice versa. And I feel like things will work out. But, like, you got to be open. Even with this whole masculinity and femininity like stuff.
That shit do not
like
matter.
throw that out in the woods, bury it. Like don't let it come back out because at the end of the day, some of these I ain't speaking for everyone, but some of us who are masculine, sometimes we do want to be held. Sometimes we want to feel like we are pleasuring our partners completely. So, I mean, at the end of the day, don't be closed in like, oh, I don't want him to think that because he going to think less of me as a man, or vice versa, you may be considered the bottom or the feminine one, and you afraid to tell your partner like, hey, I want some booty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all like just got to be open with each other because at the end of the day, what you not gonna do,
Another bitch will.
he over there.
And on that note, thank y'all so much for listening in.
Thank you.
Thank you. And please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, the Jam Couple is our YouTube channel. We have our individual channels.
Chase Rainbow.
And mine is Cameron Hunt. So please like and subscribe.